Hello, and this is, I guess, my second Ultimate Beginner's Guide video. I'm not going to make it part two because I think for part two, I'm going to continue on the Sorceress, do probably the second quest. But this is kind of like an intermediate video, I guess, on my Amazon. I just wanted to show some things you can do with the chip gems. So let's go to this character. This character is level 17. I've got the Horadric Cube now, since I'm in Act 2. Once you get to Act 2, you don't get the cube right away, but it's pretty early on in Act 2. So I guess the Amazon is, every time I play the game, I have to have an Amazon as a character because it's pretty much my favorite character. I have almost all the different Amazon builds, but I've not converted all those characters yet. I just like the Amazon. I think it's like a really good beginner character because, I mean, if you look at this, all these skills are just different skills with bow and arrow. And then these are your javelin skills. And then these are your lightning spear skills. And these are your physical spear skills. And then everything else is just a passive skill that is always in effect. You have a chance to dodge attacks. You can get a critical strike, which doubles your damage. And then you've got a couple here on the left that are just like your magic skills. I just like playing on the Amazon. It's very laid back. You don't have to have a lot of buttons assigned. You could just kind of play. It's more about moving around and positioning your character and fighting. Just my kind of play style. But anyways, I'm at level 17. I didn't want to go any farther on this character until I shoot this video, so that's why this video is kind of in between. So I transferred some weapons here. These were transferred. This shield was transferred. This is a level 17 helmet that's transferred. Most of this stuff is transferred. Nice little amulet. Nice little ring. These. And, well, these items here, let's see, that was transferred. That was transferred. And then this one, and this one I found on my level 33 Warlock while playing. I think that's also how I found this glaive. And on my weapon swap, I actually have a javelin. There's a rare pylon I think I probably found at some point. The shield was transferred. Most of this gear is transferred or possibly found at higher levels. Except maybe this ring, level 9 ring. This armor, I actually made this armor by putting a Tal and an Eth rune in it. I did not transfer all my runes over, so these are all the runes I have. Also did not transfer all my gems. These are all the gems I found on the Warlock and so forth. Didn't transfer any of these types of things. I've just been picking up the rejuvies. So yeah, I guess I can't actually show that, but if you put 3 regular rejuvenation potions in the cube and hit the transmute button, it's the earliest way in the game probably to get one of these 4 rejuvenation potions, which if you use this, it completely heals your life and mana instantly, which is really good if you get in a sticky situation. So like I said in my first Ultimate Beginner Guide video, you want to hold on to your rejuvenation potions. And I do have a plated belt, which allows me to carry more potions. You can't typically get a plated belt very early, but just a regular belt, even one of these white belts, that will give you 3 rows of potions. So once you get to Act 2, I would recommend putting on a belt for 3 rows. I've got some charms that I found. Some strength charms, life charms. Yeah, right now my build, I kind of have the javelins on one weapon swap. I've been throwing poison javelins when I want to fight from far away. And otherwise, if I'm using the spear for close combat, I'm just using jab and impale. And I put some points into these. All my skills are in blue because I'm getting a skill bonus from, oh yeah, from the shield. So if I switch back to the spear, I lose that bonus, and you can see that now the number of points are in white, so that's my base points. But that shield actually boosts every skill by 1, which is really good. Anyways, the point of the video was to, I'm just going to demonstrate using all my chip gems up. Got a bunch of them. I think I'll start with the weapon I'm wearing, actually. I require level 15. I think for a maiden spear, that's pretty much the lowest level a maiden spear can be, level 15. Right now it's got a little bit of damage and attack rating, and pretty much all low-level Amazon spears and stuff is just going to have a +1 to a skill tree, like the javelin and spear. My javelins actually don't have any skill bonuses. +1 mana after each kill is really good. That one has increased stack size, so I have 95 of those that I can throw. But anyways, gonna try using some gems on the spear, because it is a blue spear. Hopefully the required level doesn't go up because of some of the, stats that it gets. Hopefully I can still wear it, but we'll just see what happens. Throw that in the cube. We'll just throw 3 chip gems in there. And it's probably going to have at least 1 socket, or maybe even 2 sockets when you use this particular cube recipe. So let's see what we get. 1 socket and 1 to max damage. That's less damage than what it was. We got 1 socket. See if we can get one with 2 sockets and see what it ends up being. 1 socket. Damage to demons, a poison. Yeah, I don't like that too much. Hopefully I get something better soon so I can use some gems on something else. 2 sockets, 47% enhanced damage, and level 15 still. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with this one. And as far as what I'm going to put in the sockets, see if I got any jewels. Jewels are really good to use at low levels. I saved a few. Energy, stamina, cold damage, attack rating. I think I got transferred one over. That was really good. Where's the one I transferred over? Oh, I don't know where it went. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know what I did with the one I transferred over. It was a really good low-level gem. It gives 14 to max damage. Yeah, so I don't see... yeah, I don't really want to put any of these jewels in there. Most of these are like super low level. Yeah, I think I'll just put some gems in there maybe. I think I have, yeah, I have a charm that gives cold damage. Just having one thing that gives cold damage is really good because, it can chill the monsters and slow them down. So I'd like to have at least one thing that chills, but, the sapphires typically don't do a lot of cold damage. So maybe I'll just go with this lightning damage, I guess, maybe. Yeah, we'll probably just throw a lightning damage in there, I guess. And then, I guess, maybe some fire damage. Or maybe a rune. Poison, I could do the poison one. Can't do that one. I don't really care too much about poison. Maybe like a Tur rune. Tur runes are really good at the beginning of the game. Because every time you kill a monster, you get 2 mana after each kill. I could do that. Knockback, I mean, that'd be kind of cool. 9 to max damage. I could do that. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think I'll go with that one. Alright, so now I've got 26 to 44 and lightning damage. That's pretty good for right now. But let's try. So this one here is not a blue spear. Um, but I think there's another recipe for a socketed item that's not blue or magic. I think you use what, 3 regular gems? So let's try that. I think that's the right recipe. I have not looked on the website. Yep, it worked. Pretty much does the same thing. It gives it like 1 or 2 sockets and makes it blue. And then once it's blue, then you can use the chip gems and do it over again. 2 to max damage. This is a level 20. I also have this one, which is a blue maiden pike. And that's a yellow. You can't do that. That's a yellow. You can't do that. So maybe I'll just use a couple chip gems on that for when I get to level 20. Maybe. Maybe I'll hold off on that because I want to do these sorceress weapons. Let's try one of these. So the sorceress that I'm making is going to be a lightning sorceress because I haven't really done that too much. This one has 2 to chain lightning. I mean, that's pretty good, but I'll see if we can get a lower level one. I don't know because this is a smoke sphere and I'm not sure what the lowest level a smoke sphere can be. Just see what happens. Level 18, that's a bit better. 1 socket instead of 2, and that has firewall. Yeah, I think we'll do that again. 2 sockets, but it's got a cold skill. Rather not have that. It does have 1 to 82 lightning damage if I want to hit something. Let's try it again. Let's see if we can get some type of lightning skill. And 2 sockets would be best. 2 to Nova. Level 12. Alright, I kind of like that. And 2 sockets, 12 to mana. I don't really remember what the sorceress had in the stash, but I kind of like this one. So I think I'll stick this back over here in the shared stash for the sorceress to grab. And I got another one. Let's try this one. See what we can get off this one. Level 12. 1 to lightning and 1 to Nova. Cast rate. That's really good for a sorceress. You can shoot faster. 7 life and 1 socket. Well, I don't know. If you look at the sorceress skills, lightning doesn't get any bonuses from Nova, and Nova doesn't get any bonuses from lightning. Let's try it again. Maybe that would have been a good one. There's 2 socket. 1 to fire skills. That's all your fire skills. That's level 16. You could get something like that, which gives all your fire skills a bonus. And it's got 14 energy, 10 mana. That's a lot. 2 sockets. And it didn't even get any individual skills it could have. Okay, you can just get all kinds of really nice class weapons that give skills by doing this. 3 to meteor. That's level 24, and I don't really want to do fire. Alright, we'll wait for another decent one, and then we'll stop. Do something different. 2 sockets, no skills. Alright, we're running out of chip gems here. 2 sockets, 1 to telekinesis. Not super concerned about that. No skills. Alright, looks like we're getting not lucky now. 1 to cold skills. 2 to enchant. But yeah, I want to do a lightning sorceress. Alright, we're going to have to stop soon. We're running out of gems. Glacial spike. Well, okay. So, fun fact. Well, that's level 24. Yeah. Let's try. I guess we got one more try. Glacial spike charges. Alright, so that didn't work out too well. We actually went through all our chip gems. So I guess I'll just stick this back in here. Try and get some more chip gems. This one seems like it might be pretty decent though. Require level 12, 2 to Nova, 12 mana. Let's put it over here. Maybe put some gems in it. Or some runes. Yeah, I think we'll just put 2 Tur runes in that. Yeah, that's pretty good. So now every monster I kill will give me 4 mana. And Nova kind of blasts everything that's surrounding you, so that might be pretty good. Yeah, so there we go. Out of chip gems. Got a Maiden Pike, level 20. Not super good, just has 1 socket, 2 to max damage. And then this other Maiden Pike, 17 to max damage, that's a bit better. The rare one is kind of almost as good. It does 30 to 64, 23 to 72, so a little bit higher on the minimum damage, and this one's higher on the max damage. Don't have any room to put that other spear in here, so guess I'll just leave it right there. So yeah, but we did get a nice little level 15 spear to use until we get to level 20. And like you can do this with any blue weapon, I believe. Even if you have like a blue javelin, it'll still work. It just won't get sockets because throwing weapons can't get sockets. I don't think that's changed. Yeah, so you could just do any blue weapon, I think, with that recipe. And if you find a gray socketed weapon, you can do regular gems if you happen to maybe get one of those from the first boss, or you can take 3 chipped and put it in the cube and turn it into a flawed, and then you could take, let's demonstrate that. There's 3 flawed, and then you transmute that, gives you a regular. I'm not really sure if flawed gems do a whole lot for the cube, so I guess you can just upgrade those or put them in your gear with some more sapphires. Yeah, so the cube's really cool. Diablo 3 kind of tried to borrow the idea eventually. It's one of the coolest parts of the game, I guess. So I don't know how long the videos went, but maybe I want to show one more thing that I remember without looking at the website. So let's see, we'll go over here. I don't remember exactly what the recipe is. I think a white staff will work. There's a 788 that doesn't cost a lot. Let's grab that one. And then what else do I need? I think I need a belt. I think it could be any belt. A white belt. Yeah, we'll grab that one. And I'll see if we can find a Kris, I think is what we need. I don't see a Kris, which is a type of knife. So let's reset the shop, and that's good to know. So if there's nobody in town, I guess if you're by yourself, then obviously if you're not in town, no one's in town. But I guess if there's no one in town, and then everyone leaves town, and then you go back to town, then you get a whole new set of items in the shop. Let's see if there's a Kris there now. Nope, no Kris. Now let's go up to this other guy. See if he's got a Kris maybe. Where'd he go? He's over here. I don't see a Kris. Nope, no Kris. Alright, let's just, I'm not sure. Maybe the shop's different now. Let's try it one more time. I mean, I think you only have to be, what, like, level 11 for a Kris to show up? Maybe I'm not high enough level for a Kris to show up. I wonder if it'll work with, like, a blue Kris. Maybe. Maybe I'll try using a blue Kris. I'll see if this guy's got a Kris. No. Alright, let's see if we can gamble one. No Kris there. No Kris there. No Kris there. Maybe I'm just not high enough level for a Kris to show up in the shop. I mean, I'm level 17. I feel like I'm high enough level for that. I think, like, you know, it's only like a required level 11 weapon, I think. Oh, yeah, I'm not seeing one. Maybe I'm not high enough level. I feel like I am, though. There's all kinds of stuff that can show up. Still not seeing a Kris. I know that one had to drop from a monster at some point. I feel like I sold one. Or maybe I'm just wasting time. No, still not seeing it. Alright, yeah. Good. Let me all leave town, come back one more time. I feel like, the one shopkeeper typically has them. Or maybe things have changed with the expansion. Let's just check one more time. No, I just don't see a Kris. I think it has to specifically be a Kris. Maybe I could kill some monsters and find one, maybe. Let's try that. I feel like the shop might not have it yet, but maybe I could find one. Let's go in here. I mean, yeah, at this point, maybe, no, I don't, maybe a pop, I don't know. Oh boy. Yeah, basically just run around with the Amazon. It's kind of fun. I don't, maybe I'll hit some of these urns, maybe I'll find a Kris. I don't know, maybe I just can't find one at what level I'm at, but I don't remember it being a high level requirement. You're probably wondering why I want a Kris. I mean, if I can just find, maybe I just won't post the video or reshoot the video. I feel like one should just drop soon, hopefully. Maybe, I don't know. It's kind of annoying. Also skipped a bunch of old books, which could be good for the Warlock. Oh, just drop a crit. Maybe there's like, where'd that go? Level 1. I feel like maybe we go to level 3. I feel like the monsters might be a bit higher level. Should be a Kris. I don't understand it. I'm level 17 and no scimitar. Scimitar, whatever you want to call it. Alright, let's go to level 3. Kris. No. Couldn't even gamble one, which is weird. Unless I just didn't do it enough times. I feel like you could just gamble stuff. I should be able to gamble one. Because when you gamble, you can get higher level stuff than what level you are. Yeah, maybe I should go back to the gamble screen. Okay, I'm going to go back to the gamble screen. It's got to show up on the gamble screen at some point. Maybe I just didn't do it enough times. Hopefully you can use a blue one, maybe? I know the recipe requires you can use white ones, but I'm guessing you can still use a blue one. I think I just need to do this a couple times. There's lots of items at this point that can show up. Unless now that you can do the Warlock, they changed the level on it or something. I don't know. Because it is a dagger, and you know the Warlock uses daggers. There's a Falchion. Yeah, I'm not understanding it. There's a Claw. Claw's pretty high level. Maybe I'm just getting unlucky. I know what it looks like. Still not seeing. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, this is kind of annoying. Still don't see one. I don't know, maybe because the Warlock is in the game now and it's a dagger, maybe they changed the level on it. I don't really know. This has never been a problem before. Still not seeing one. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe if I go to the person that sells daggers, maybe that's where it's at now. Drognan sells daggers. I see a dagger, and a dirk, and another dirk. All right, let's try that again. See if we can find a Kris. Yeah, it seems to be where the daggers are at now. Maybe. Maybe that's what the deal is. Maybe the daggers are only at Drognan now. Try that a couple times. Nope, no Kris. Yeah, maybe they tried to. All right, well, for the sake of finishing the video,